What's up with y'all? Happy Monday. It's King Rip, you feel me? Hey, just, for y'all that knows about what's happening with the stalkers, you feel me? If y'all notice how they get, how they got this idiot in the phone, and this dude is this officer, you feel me? Because he's telling them all the stuff in the world to try to keep them entrapped with some, whatever. Put it this way, nobody pays their bill, you feel me, to sit back and listen to some chump claim all of this entrapment stuff, all of this guilty conscience stuff, all of this stupid stuff to keep you in a situation or around some people, you feel me, knowing damn well that's not the situation, you feel me? Because from what I'm seeing this council culture making excuses for each other on why they even had it on the phone doing what they were doing. Nobody else is doing that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, not to that extent to where you're helping him, or helping this idiot sexually harass other people. You feel me? Like, that's not happening. That's not, that's not the case. What I'm talking about is for individuals that have it in their phone, they're not these individuals, and they were trying to pretend that they are. Like, walking by them, scratch your head, do this, do that. Like, nobody in their right mind is gonna listen to something, and you got some, a different person walk past you and say, oh, do this and do that. Like, you're not even framing nobody at this point. You're just being stupid. You're just trying to dehumanize yourself and then sit back in front of everybody else, and you're participating with each other. You feel me? That's something totally different. But for the people that's not doing that have that in their phone, y'all not doing what they were doing. Y'all building your evidence against the dude because he obviously can't shut the hell up and leave other people alone and sexually harassing them. Nobody can't charge you for them trying to contact you illegally. It's bad enough they're already guilty. They're trying to hide their voice. You feel me? Trying to hide who they were. That's already a guilty conscience. And then on top of that, you get what I'm saying? For y'all that needs to be reminded on what it is, you feel me, that these individuals never was authorized by anybody to play on anybody's phone or tell these individuals where to go stalk, or whose campus to go to, or whose workplace to go to, or whose neighborhood to go to, or whatever the case may be. You feel me? Think of the unsanitation laws, right? Because they always charge these individuals with this. So last time I left, remember I told you all the story about Pain and Panic? All right, last time I left, they was all packing up in the jails for, over 32 counts of attempted murder because they were passing STDs to each other and each other's kids. There was never no, all we need to do is get consent. There is no consent. First of all, it violates state and federal law on unsanitariness. You cannot be dirty, you feel me? So to sit back and try to poison each other with deadly diseases, that's still attempted murder. Because they also got the criminal intent of harboring the disease within themselves, pretend they're in relationships, and try to act like they're trying to befriend somebody else to get into that that little friendship, or that, so they can vouch for somebody else who got the same diseases and try to pass it to them. So that's still the criminal intent. That's still attempted murder. And then they're saying they're they're informants for officers. So now you got the hit for hire too. Do you get what I'm saying? Instead of them going to take care of their medical issues. So it's like, I'll tell y'all like this: do not get used to them. Do not get used to them, because I'm gonna remind y'all, they said it before I got out. He's not getting locked up anymore. At least we gave AIDS to everybody that we mess with. And that's what council culture said, and I quote that. Do you get what I'm saying? With those officers that was in the LA County jail. So they already got them filmed and recorded confessing their involvement with these nasty type of badges. You feel me? And then it led back to those idiots that was on the street. And then on top of it, you know who they are as council culture because they're still dressed like they're being filmed interrupting a protest, playing on their phones like they were bragging about something special. You feel me? It ain't nothing special about that. Do you get what I'm saying? So for y'all that's not a part of that, and y'all see that the idiot is trying his hardest, like, oh, we got, 'cause it happens when, they're known to come around you and try to, play their phone hella loud. Like, what are you really doing for me when I don't pay your bills? Nobody pays your bills. You're being charged for that. That's why I said, Penal Code Section 646.9. Once they knew that they were guilty and they stuck with each other, that's what the court is going to say. You knew, and then you still participated maliciously, meaning they're charging them. And for y'all that's in the workplace and on the campuses, how do y'all like the way their skin's starting to look? Hella deformed now, huh? How do y'all like how their body's getting smaller and smaller and smaller? This is the consequence of them passing their STDs to each other, knowing they cannot sleep. They don't have no benefits. They're not showering. You feel me? And you see them traveling on the metros and on the transients like that too. Do you get what I'm saying? What do they really have to, and if they treat themselves like that, imagine how they treat their family. You feel me? So you got to look at it from a better point of view. Y'all that's getting it in and reporting that idiot, because the lawyers is already letting that be known, and y'all in contact with the proper people. Every time y'all was contacted over and over and over, that's a different thing. Y'all are not playing your phones for that idiot. That's helping him sexually harass somebody else. Do you get what I'm saying? That's not happening. And then these idiots are showing everybody how they felt about their own family and how they felt about themselves, why they threw themselves away and each other away, and then tried to slip in anybody they felt was innocent. You cannot lock somebody innocent up. That's not doing that for you. You cannot try to degrade yourself, you feel me, by telling people to go around and act like they monkeys and scratch their head like that. You feel me? That don't happen. So all the stuff that they've been trying to do to try to get, you got this in your phone, or you got this, or you got that. You don't got crimes on you by somebody contacting you, not you contacting them. Do you get what I'm saying? There's no crimes on that. Do you get what I mean? So for them to sit back and have a history of being council culture, and then they got the same medical history, do you get what I'm saying? If you have something medical going on, you got it from them. That means your charges are against them. Not that y'all are actually friends, because you're going to testify against each other anyway. They're being moved on. That's it. That's all. They got their criminal intent already. And then a lot of people are seeing the officers with the up and down the street, so you already know what it is. That's why awareness. If they're playing around with each other, they're finna all be wrapped up with each other. So it doesn't matter on that end, because they all had these same medical problems for years, and they didn't go get them checked out. So why they sat back and try to pretend like they're in relationships to try to befriend you so they can vouch for another one of them? This is why I tell y'all, bring them to me, because they're going to show you exactly who they are. And what have y'all seen all day, all last week and all day today? Y'all brought them to the light of the world, and what did they show y'all? They were talking just like that unwell-dressed person on the other end, and then they turned around and they're looking and acting identical to people that they claim they didn't even know or they didn't have nothing to do with. Do you get what I'm saying? So why y'all see them also throw away their jobs, you feel me? And y'all see it's so important right now when we're catching the metro and all this other places to be quiet. They're the only ones showboating because they know that they're leaving. So it's simple, you feel me? Like, y'all don't have to worry about that, but y'all keep on reporting it, because that's so much money involved with that. You're not gonna get they're not gonna get anything for participating with it. There shouldn't be a confusion because it's easy to clear. If you're not council culture, it's easy to clear your name of that because they shouldn't have even got involved with you. And the court is going to see that anyway. That's why they said it. They're in the phones. They're in all that stuff. The social, the dating sites. You feel me? So it's easy to go ahead and go reach out to them lawyers because civil lawyers are free and so are subpoenas. You feel me? And go ahead and take care of your legal business because nobody really is up and down the street trying to play, show and tell in life. And they're the only group that's trying to show and tell, the same thing. Like, why would anybody specifically want you to try to degrade yourself only when one person comes around? That's stupid. You know what I mean? You're used to seeing niggas do this. You're used to seeing females do this because y'all got long nails or y'all doing this, but y'all not damaging your scalp. You see, that's where council culture get it twisted at, the way people scratch their head and they're constantly curious Georging it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's stupid. You feel me? Even though we make fun of them doing it too, that's not, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything but when, an individual try to walk up and say purposely, we're trying to do this, and then the individual try to hide it from, but at the same time, their emotion to actually do it and do it. You feel me? Those are council culture. Trying to pretend. That's nothing to do with anybody else because nobody's gonna come by us and we don't look like them, we don't act like them, our hygiene is not like them, and then they try to say, oh, we're trying to do this to somebody else, so do this. Like, nigga, that don't got nothing to do with me. That don't got a damn thing to do with me. You know what I mean? That's not degrading me. You feel me? So y'all make sure that y'all report that. You feel me? And for the individuals that claim to be, oh, we're faculty or we're this or we're that or we got this, where the campus security at? If that's the case, if you're on campus, if you're in the workplace, where's security at? You feel me? And then when you see how they're throwing away their stuff, and then y'all already know, obviously, the feds are in the background, they're on the on the ground, they're in the back. You feel me? Like, so it's kind of like stupid for somebody to pretend like, oh, we got time to do this, but the whole time they're just being charged. They were never supposed to be there. They was never supposed to have the criminal intent like that, and then they openly expressed it. They're basically telling on themselves. That's why I say, what they're doing is they're setting themselves up purposely, willingly, and knowingly. And since they were setting themselves up and they knew it, they ran to somebody else too that was involved, because you got to think, nobody's going to try to approach anybody that they do not know already and try to ask you to do some stupid stuff like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nigga, is you trying to amuse me or something? Like, is you really trying? You might as well put on the big red nose with the orthopedic clown shoes. You know what I mean? And then go, like, you get what I'm saying? And walk around trying to juggle bowling ball sticks. The pinballs, you feel me? Like, basically, you're making fun of yourself. Because if you're not interested in somebody else, why would you go out of your way to go listen to somebody that's not even in your life? They're not doing nothing good for you, but they're trying to dehumanize themselves and act like you're their damn slave. That's also capital crimes. So what would council culture think if they're doing that to each other? What would they think that looks like in the midst of everybody else? What are they trying to do? Decide for us what to do? Act a certain way or smell a certain way, and we're supposed to be controlled by their stinkiness? Those are capital crimes, because they're trying to control another human being. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work that way. They ain't going to get us to date them. We're not looking at them like we want to be with them. You feel me? So for y'all that's getting it in and y'all getting y'all reports, y'all keep reporting them. Y'all keep reporting them, because they're going to be ripped away from each other. They're going to be separated, and they're going to be charged. The last group I just left, they were being charged for over 32 counts of attempted murder, passing deadly STDs to each other and their children. You feel me? And that's not even to mention all of the other stuff that was on top of that, even for them even listening to officers that was all in their phones. Because a lot of those officers started being subpoenaed, and a lot of them got fired, and a lot of them got indicted. It's just council culture. So y'all don't participate with that, and y'all do everything differently. They're doing everything the same, identically. That means they're already broken. And if they're already broken, they don't see the insanity that they're going through, because to repeat the same thing, and a little psychology for y'all, for a person to repeat the same words, the same movements, the same everything, and expecting different results every time, they're going through insanity. Realize what Alzheimer's and dementia is. They're all cousins of death. They haven't been sleeping. They're not taking care of their medical issues. So they wasn't supposed to be saying in the first place they was informants. Informants to do what? Pass diseases for a badge? That alone is what? That alone is straight up, plain out said, a hit for hire from the department to the community. So awareness prevents all of that. Because you know not to sit back and play with them. They played with each other already. That's why they thought it was a joke. Because they're already on their deathbed. You feel me? We don't think that's a joke, especially after COVID. You understand what I'm saying? So if they really want to be technical and factual, they're in the hot seat, and it doesn't look good at all. So for y'all make sure y'all not harassing for that dude, because Penal Code Section 646.9, once you willingly acknowledge and you knew what they were doing, that's what the court is going to say. You maliciously kept doing it. Meaning you knew it was wrong and you kept doing it. You feel me? I don't want y'all to go through that. I want y'all money to come in fast and quick in a hurry, because if they couldn't know what no means, we don't have to accept them as friends, relationships, or anything else. They're compulsive liars. And we damn for sure don't need cancer in this country trying to mimic anything so they can try to spread. That's already over. That's impossible. You feel me? So for y'all keep reporting them. Y'all keep getting y'all bread. And they're just going to keep on getting charged and removed, because they're being moved on already anyway. You feel me? So I'll see y'all on the Happy Taco Tuesday shot.